San Siro, European night, and Arsenal didn't come to survive, they came to make a statement. This was ruthless, this was controlled, this was Arsenal announcing themselves to Europe.
Galatasaray. At the other end, Kairat and Villarreal are the first two teams out of the competition. And of course, Kairat travel to the Emirates for their final game. We can hear now, though, from Gabriel Jesus. He is with Gabriel Clark.
Well, Gabby, you said before the game, and it's your first Champions League start in 14 months, it was special, but wow, what a night for you in the end.
Yeah, it's a dream night, you know. I always dreamed to be a footballer, you know. Like I said before, I watched when I was kid. I watch a lot Serie A, Italian football. So to be here in this stadium, I have played here 2 times already, and then to score here is just like tears on my eyes, because I always dreamed to be here. So yeah, it's all the glory for Jesus.
Was this the sort of night you had to visualize when it was hard with the injury over 11 months or so?
For sure, you know, like I said before, there is always a reason to happen things, you know, even when it's a good things or when it's problems, you know, difficult times. So I learned that in my 11 months out of the field, the pitch. And then, yeah, like I said, you know, without Jesus for sure, he'll be not here.
Well, what have Arsenal shown collectively tonight to Europe with this sort of statement win against last year's finalists?
I mean, like I said before the game, it's always difficult to play against Inter Milan. Last season we went here and then we lost. We had a difficult game like tonight. But tonight we played, I think, better than them. We control them. Obviously they are top team. They have a lot of top players, and then they attack. They are playing home. But at the end, you know, we score, and then we got the 3 points, the chances, and then that's it. It's an amazing feeling now, but we have to keep going because we have another one in the weekend.
Yeah, and you'll want to be starting that game, won't you now?
Well, I think the thing to think about starting in this moment, obviously, everyone wants to start, everyone wants to play, to get minutes, to get the chances, you know. I'm very respectful guy, you know, I understand all the situation. I'm no kid anymore, you know, I'm 28, looks like I'm still young. I'm old, but I'm still young. So I understand football, I understand how it works. So yeah, and I was so happy that Vic come on and score a goal, because a striker without goal is always difficult. I have been fighting with this all my career, but still, I'm so happy that I score, Vic score, and then I'm 100% sure when Kai have the chance, he'll score and help us as well.
Feels like the perfect night. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you think what he said there at the end is an example of what we were talking to Mikel Arteta about, and you agreed with the fact that players should travel with the squad, you know, those who aren't starting, rather than being left behind at home to have a rest? Because it's that unity, isn't it? When you've got 3 strikers who are now going to be competing against each other to get that berth.
Yeah, well, at the end, it's not even anymore a competition between the players. At a certain point, the last words of Jesus said that even if the next player will come, he will also score his goal to help the team. These are words that I like to hear, because they're coming to a different level now. Yes, we're competing, but whoever plays needs to perform. If I'm not playing, you perform, because next game, you know, will be easier for me as well when the team is winning. So I like that. I like the spirit.
Because presumably they all feel that something very special is happening right now. And tonight, you know, it's taken obviously a lot of effort for them to kind of overturn what's been a bad run in Italy, and they got beaten by Inter last season. It felt like one of those things they had to tick off on this incredible season of constantly breaking records, and that was 7 wins and a bounce for them, a record for the club.
Yeah, no, and I said before the game, Mikel Arteta will be looking at players he can trust, who can really rely on, and Gabriel tonight really did shine. And yes, of course, he's going to be in the manager's thoughts, but what I'm really impressed with, like you just said there, Clarence, is the unity in the squad. You can tell they all care for each other, they all respect each other, but also respect each other, the standards like we spoke about. So for me, that's a winning mentality straight away. And the fact that he's not even thinking about starting right now at the weekend against United, because he has that element of respect for the manager, because it's not for him to choose. So for me, they're saying all the right things and they're doing all the right things in the field. But tonight was a special performance. You know, they're top of the league, and the Premier League, the Champions League, it's some statement right now, Arsenal, and everyone wants to beat them and they can't. So it's a good place to be.
The next team that wants to beat them are Manchester United. You're watching that game with that hat on maybe a little bit, Wayne, thinking about those centre forwards and which player is going to get the nod at the weekend. Who would you least like to see there as a Manchester United man?
Probably Jesus, I think, just with Harry Maguire and Martinez, his anticipation and his little movement inside the penalty box, he's a very clever player. And I slightly disagree. I think if I was Gabriel Jesus now, I'd be there saying I want to start the game on Sunday. I've put myself in a position where he's come here, he scored 2 goals, he played really well tonight. So if I was him, I'd be putting it in the manager's mind that I really want to play. Of course, you respect your teammates, but you want to be playing in them big games.
But he has with those 2 goals tonight. That's kind of him talking, saying, look, I'm playing.
Yeah, but Mikel Arteta is going to see that interview, and that's an opportunity for him to say, like, if that was me, I'd be saying to Mikel Arteta, I want to play on Sunday. I've just scored 2 goals to San Siro, I've just helped win us the game. I want to be on that starting lineup.
In terms of what you saw from his performance tonight, outside of the goals as well, you talked before when Alan Shearer was here about what it's like to come back after an ACL, trusting your body and relying on yourself to do the things you did before, the movement that you alluded to there. Were you impressed tonight, actually, at how confident he looked with what he was capable of?
I've been impressed how quickly he's responded to that knee injury, because it might take him a few days just to recover from this game itself. He's played a lot of minutes tonight. And he's that kind of player that needs to be at 100% to be able to perform. So for me, they would want to look after him as well and have that respect of, obviously don't want to re-establish that knee injury. But of course, I get it, he's going to want to play, but they're going to have to kind of just take the reins off him slightly and have that respect issue about his knee.
I think you said it. Probably he feels that he might need a little bit more time to have a back-to-back starting position. But if he would start, I think he would be happy as well, for sure.
Well, I'm sure.
Then you take it, right? Then you take it.
I'm sure
but I think the
Arteta,
hesitation, how he feels now after the match, it comes with a price a little bit, right? When you have been out for so long.
I'm sure Mikel Arteta has got a very good idea right now of who's starting at the weekend. Shall we have a little look at his goals anyway tonight? Gabriel Jesus, and he got Arsenal going early after a really good period of pressure right from the kick-off here.
It was the Arsenal, the intensity, the levels, how high they were at the field, and you get your luck. And it's always important. Those first 15 minutes are so important in matches. And I said this at half-time, he's probably the only player in that Arsenal team that creates his space out of nothing. And what I do like, he always likes to get involved in the goals, and he doesn't switch off. And a good forward in those positions, you get your good goals there. You talk about Alan Shearer, we saw a couple of goals he scored in San Siro. He's in that right position, and he's one of the best at it. So Gabriel Jesus learnt a lot from Alan tonight.
It's just that anticipation. I think if you see as the shots coming in, the Inter players are going out towards the ball, and he's just pulling off the back of them. So he's already thinking, there might be a 2% chance, but this might fall for me in the penalty box and I've got a chance to score. So that anticipation from him was excellent.
And it was evident again, wasn't it, with the second goal, which was a set piece, not unusual. The 19th Arsenal have scored from this season, but this combination was unusual, Theo.
It was, and yeah, Leandro's found himself in some space, and lucky, yes, of course. However, they always are a threat.
You see the other Gabriel, or one of the other Gabriels that pops up there.
But this is the levels they have now, the worry they cause everyone, because everyone's so uncertain what they're going to do. So they cause problems out of nothing. And yeah, you get your luck, and Gabriel, I think they can clearly see by the celebration that was not planned. But look, it works.
Yeah, and I guess the confidence that comes from those kinds of goals as well is, you know, it's that momentum we talked about, wasn't it, pre-match, when you're competing on all four fronts still, and there's 7 changes to the side, you can come up with a goal like that perhaps didn't quite come off. You know that everything's kind of going your way at the moment. Yeah,
well, we said it last time with Liverpool, don't peak too early. But I think there's a difference between that Liverpool in the beginning of last season and Arsenal. It's been so consistent over the last years. I think they just need to now bring it home, and that's what's missing.
Okay, let's move on to Gyökeres's goal, because obviously that has been the thing, hasn't it? You know, that has been troubling him so far this season in terms of getting those goals. That's now his third in 3, actually, and we've not seen him score quite like this, have we, for a while?
No, it's a great goal. It's a great run. Look at where he comes from, how deep he comes from. It's a great pass through from Martinelli, and then he uses his body strength here. Unlucky with the pass, gets blocked, but then again now, similar to the Inter goal, just guides it round the defender. The keeper gets a finger on it, but not enough. And I'm really pleased with him because he has took a little bit of stick. And he's kept working hard, and I said before the game, he gives Arsenal something a little bit different, and it's a great goal. And for Mikel Arteta to have the two forwards scored the 3 goals for him tonight, I think he can't be happier.
It shows actually how important that goal is for him, for his confidence levels. You look at his celebration against Chelsea when they played in the Cup. It's like he didn't care, he didn't want to do that celebration, but that meant a lot for him tonight because he felt his position is definitely under threat right now, and he sees that. But I think what is really important to know as well is the whole team's happy for him. They want a player to be performing well. They want to be everyone at that level because it keeps everyone at those standards that I talk about. So I'm really
happy
pleased.
you say that, because celebration says a lot about the team spirit.
Yes.
You know, and I did notice all of that. They're all very generous with each other, and they're very happy for each other. That is a great sign.
And when it comes to a point like this in a season, with a team who are doing as well as Arsenal are, you have to look at leaders, don't you, on the pitch? And I wonder how much of that is driven by the leaders they have in this squad, Wayne, from your experience of being similarly kind of poised in a season.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's why Mikel Arteta alluded to before the game that everyone's travelling with the team, because you've got leaders on the bench. You've got Gabriel on the bench, Declan Rice on the bench tonight. And he needed them to come on in the end of the game to see the game out. So it's to have leaders, to have players who, when you're going through tough moments, especially for some of the younger players in the squad, that they drag you through it. They help you get through games and tough moments. So I think Arsenal have got a few leaders in there. I think Gabriel Jesus as well, and maybe not as vocal, I don't know, but I think he's been there, he's won the Premier League, he knows what it takes. So to have 10 players in the squad who are going to help the other players, especially the young players, is huge.
Yeah, and obviously 7 changes tonight to this team. And when the substitutions were being made throughout the match there, Theo, you said you wondered whether or not the players coming on was a reflection of perhaps closer to the team that will start the weekend, that he liked maybe to get that energy from that team? Maybe,
yes, but you look at Odegaard, didn't even play tonight. Madueke, who's been putting a lot of pressure under Bakar as well at times. For me, yes, it's nice to get these players to have a bit of a run out, but the luxury of not playing Odegaard for me tonight just shows they're in the right place, because you can afford to give them rest.
I'm hearing that the manager actually is with Gabriel Clark, so let's hear from Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, thanks, Gabby. You've had a lot of good performances in this competition, a lot of good performances in your time as Arsenal manager, but where do you place coming here against last year's finalists who had to get something tonight?
Well, very proud of the team, obviously. We talked before the game, we needed a special performance, a very complete performance throughout the games against, as you said, a top side, and we certainly done that tonight.
What pleased you most?
The courage, the attitude, the willingness to go to another level. We've done it at home against 2 top sides this season in the competition, but to do it in San Siro against the best team in Serie A and one of the best teams in Europe, as you said, is something else.
Was it an intention in a way with your team selection and the way you used your subs to make a statement tonight in a way?
I was about trying to be better than them, and we knew that we have to navigate through different stages in the game. They manage the games, they control the games in a very good way, and we knew that we were going to have to do that in the pitch and through the subs as well.
You had some wonderful individual performances. Let's start with Gabriel Jesus. We talked about him before the match. You said he'd bring unpredictability, but there's a poacher, of course, there, isn't there?
There's an unbelievable player, and the bigger the game is, more comfortable he plays, and so happy for him. I think he deserves the Man of the Match awards, not only for the goals, for all the work that he's done, but like him, many of the players, you don't win in San Siro.
Christian Mosquera also was coming back tonight as well. I think you were particularly pleased with him.
Very happy. I think he's a player that normally he had to be back 2 weeks after, so the medical staff, physios, sports science and himself, they put all the hours in the day to try to make it happen, because we know that we are very short in the back line, and to play against the 2 striker, the manner he's done, remarkable.
And then, of course, it will feel special, I'm sure, tonight for Victor Gyökeres after a degree of criticism, and you underlined yesterday you had belief. Wow, what an impact.
A great impact, and the game was taking a shape that was fitting him very much, and he had 2 big chances, he put one of them away, and I think he really helped the team.
Does the nature of that goal also do something special in a way for his confidence. It was fantastic.
Very important, and for him again, is the second away game that he's done really well. Now he's finding some consistency. He brings something very special to the team. That's on finish, and yeah, very happy for him as well.
What does tonight tell you about your team? We talked about the depth that you now have. Have you underlined that tonight?
Yes, it doesn't matter who we play, that they are ready and they are perform, and that we have to trust all the players, because we made 6-7 changes today, and still we perform at the highest level. We have another game in 4 days, and we had a game 2 days ago, so we know we're going to need everybody to achieve what we want.
Can you tell us about Ethan Nwaneri? There's been talk of a possible move to Marseille on loan. Is that going to happen, do you think?
I don't know. We'll have a discussion this week. Obviously, he's not having the minutes that probably he deserves as well, and he needs at this age. So we will address the situation and see what is best.
So that might be a good thing for him in a way as well, and for the club.
Let's see. We have to sit down and discuss how we want to move that forward.
And a final point, you go into a big game, going to be some selection poser now, isn't it, for you up front? Who starts?
Let's enjoy tonight first, because I think we deserve that, and we have a few days to prepare the Man United game.
You do indeed have all the reasons to enjoy tonight. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
He'll enjoy it for about, 3 or 4 minutes, do you think, before his mind turns to the weekend?
Arsenal delivered a huge Champions League statement with a commanding 3-1 victory over Inter Milan at the iconic San Siro, continuing their outstanding European campaign. From the first whistle, Mikel Arteta's side played with confidence, intensity, and belief, and it paid off early. The breakthrough came in the 10th minute. Jurrien Timber burst forward from deep and slipped a perfectly weighted pass into Gabriel Jesus, who finished calmly to put the Gunners ahead. Inter responded quickly. Just 8 minutes later, Peter Sucic capitalized on a moment of hesitation at the back to level the score, giving the home crowd hope. But Arsenal didn't flinch. On 31 minutes, Bukayo Saka's clever movement and vision unlocked the Inter defense, and once again it was Gabriel Jesus who delivered, smashing home his second of the night and restoring Arsenal's lead before the break. That goal shifted the momentum completely. In the second half, Arsenal showed maturity beyond their years. They controlled possession, slowed the game down, and frustrated Inter, who struggled to break through a disciplined back line. Then came the killer blow. With 6 minutes remaining, Victor Gyökeres put the game to bed. Latching onto a loose ball in the box, the striker powered home Arsenal's third, sealing a famous win in Milan. It was the perfect way to cap off a dominant European performance. This wasn't just a win, it was a message. Arsenal went to one of Europe's toughest stadiums and delivered under pressure. Big players stepped up, big moments were handled, and once again, the Gunners proved they belong among Europe's elite. Are Arsenal genuine Champions League contenders this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash the like button, and subscribe to Sport Lab for more elite football breakdowns. European nights don't get much better than this.